Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Convention Tea. On the show, we have Pearl, our East Coast representative, to talk about Anime NYC. I'm very excited to have you talk about Anime NYC. And yeah, let's just get this presentation going on. Yeah, I've always wanted to check out Anime NYC. And Pearl, how long have you been going to Anime NYC? Like you're a local,
I've been
right?
going, yeah, I've been going since the first year that they launched. And I think the first two times I only went on like Saturday and Sunday, not for the Friday. But this year I did get to go for all 3 days. And obviously in 2020, last year, they didn't have it due to the pandemic.
Yeah, I just always been curious because I know like we sent you out there to report on the convention, and last time you went, there was like the whole crew behind the scenes of Code Chaos, and I wanted to go because I had Yoshiyuki Tomino, and
Yeah.
yeah, it just always falls during a time of year when it's so busy for me, but I've always wanted to check it out, and we're just very happy to have you here to talk about it because some of us just kind of want to live vicariously through photos and through stories like this. All right, but before we get started, let's just talk about some of our sponsors and our affiliate links. First of all, we have Magic Candle Company. They are a small business that specializes in theme park related candles. So you can see the link in the description to check out our 15% off link at checkout. One of my personal favorites is Port Orleans. It's there like this jasmine, this very camellia kind of scent to it. So very peaceful, very nice to even light up in the bathroom while you take a shower. Here's my affiliate link. If you use my code here, YMAC hyphen Dame Asmal, you get 40% off of ymacsweater.com. They're an LA based company that does a lot of cardigans. So if you're into Lolita or you just need something warm for this winter season, highly recommend checking out ymacsweater.com. All right, Pearl, let's go on to yours.
Sure. So on my end here, oh, could you switch the slide? Because I think the slide's not moving.
Really? It's on I'm showing a yes style on here.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's a glitch on my end. I can't see the slide, but for Yes Style, my code is 3 pearls, and they have Korean beauty products, Japanese beauty products, and a lot of fashion. So you can get a lot of cute clothes. They also have home goods if you want to get things for the kitchen or things for the bedroom, like cute pillows and plushies and things. So it's really great, and it's not too late to do your holiday shopping. So you want to get last minute gifts. They have a holiday sale going on right now.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And then we also here we have a Unique Sew.
Yes, Unique So is where I get my contact lenses. So actually the red lenses I'm wearing right now, and if you can see, these were from Unique So too. So you can use my code Peony to get 10% off your order.
Awesome. Okay. All right, and just a little bit about us at Scarlet Rhapsody. We're a team of 3 here. Pearl, she represented us over at Anime NYC. Usually Jay joins us for these types of things, but we got a lot to cover on the West Coast with San Diego, Comic-Con Special Edition and LA Comic-Con out here on the West Coast, but we're here to talk about the East Coast here with Pearl. We've been doing convention reports since the early 2000s when I started this operation in my dorm room at a Cal State University, and now we're just coast to coast. Okay, Anime NYC. Now, let's see. Wow, this took place mid-November, and it had 53,000 total attendees. Did it feel like that when you were there?
Yeah, it definitely felt like a lot, but it didn't feel, I guess, bigger than past years because they also took up more of the convention center. So in previous years I've gone to Anime NYC, they actually only used half of the Javits. So the other half, every time I've gone, had different conventions going on at the same time. So for example, one year it was Anime NYC and PetCon, both sharing the Javits. Or another
Okay.
year it was
Wow.
PocketCon and Anime NYC were sharing the Javits. But this year we didn't share the Javits. It was more of the convention center was taken over by Anime NYC. So even though we had the highest attendee count, it didn't feel like a lot more people just because we also had more space.
Oh, wow. Yeah, like I just kind of like, because I've been to the Javits before for New York Comic Con in the past, and that is a huge space.
Yep. big
Mhm.
space for lots of people.
Oh, definitely. And then I understand that Anime NYC, you're required to have yourself fully vaccinated, at least with the first two shots, or have a negative COVID test to enter in. I know being press is different from being a regular attendee. Did you have or witness any issues of people trying to get into the convention?
Yeah, so with the convention, they require a vaccination card plus a mask. Like you have to wear a mask unless you're like eating and drinking, but obviously when you're entering and walking around, you have to wear a mask. So if someone didn't have a mask, would be asked like you need to have a mask or you can't like come in, but also you need to be vaccinated. So how they did the vaccine check is everyone who goes, they had to show their vaccine card or in New York City, they also have the Excelsior Pass, which is like a QR code that confirms that you got fully vaccinated. So either the actual vaccine card or the Excelsior Pass works. And then when you show your vaccine, you get an orange bracelet. So then that bracelet you can keep on the whole time, or if you cut it off, you have to get a new one the next day. And so on Friday, we had a different entrance for press. So basically, there was an entrance by the Crystal Palace, which is near where the Starbucks is on the main floor, where vendors, guests, press, artist alley, all those people go through that entrance. So there wasn't a bad line there, but I think for regular attendees, there were a lot of people. Like I noticed outside, there was a long line that was basically going back and forth outside. And one of my friends from Massachusetts, one of his college buddies actually like got hypothermia outside because she was waiting outside in the cold for like 3 hours and she didn't realize how long it would be. So she didn't have a coat and it was really cold. So that was not good, but she was okay. She was fine after like she warmed up and stuff, but it was pretty bad.
I see. Yeah, yeah, I'm just adjusting the slides here so you can all see it too. It's like, yeah, new computer. We just have a brand new MacBook here at Scholar Rapsy, West Coast operations here in Orange County. It's like, can you see your screen now?
Yes, I can see it now.
Excellent. Yes, yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Great.
Perfect.
So
Yeah,
with the
even
new
in the
normal,
future,
yeah,
technology doesn't work. Or technology
exactly.
doesn't want to work. Like we live in this world where we're all like Zoom screening in, like we're still trying to figure out the bugs and the bells and whistles.
Yeah, I mean, it looks great now. I can see the screen. So with the new normal, on Saturday, which is the second day of the con, they did open up more entrances. So I think that was helping with getting people, vaccine checked and then I think it was like two different lines, right? So there's one line, there was actually three different lines. So you have like a line if you're picking up your badge. There's a line if you like have your badge but don't have your vaccine bracelet yet, and then a line if you don't like have anything yet, basically. So they had different lines for different situations. And on Friday night and Saturday morning, they emailed everyone, because I got the email too, and it was just explaining the different setups and it's color coded. So they were trying to actively fix the problem of the line con, because obviously waiting in long lines was a problem. And on Friday, another situation too is one of my friends came from DC, but was actually commuting every day. Like he didn't get a hotel.
Whoa.
And because of how long the line was on Friday, when he got to the con, he only had like an hour before he had to go to his train to go back home.
Oh,
That
geez.
really sucked. Yeah, but he told me that they did fix the problem because on Saturday he had a lot more time at the con. So the line wasn't as crazy. But part of it may have been because he got his bracelet on Friday and just didn't take it off, So on Saturday, he had the bracelet and the badge.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that they're doing all these checks and they're trying to work their way to like just think of an efficient situation to
Yeah.
accommodate everyone. Because I'll talk more when we do our show for LACC and for Comic Con special edition. Like it's very interesting at how every con kind of has a different policy and a different way to like approach this manner. Like at LACC, they didn't have wristbands. You just kind of had to show up every day, anytime you went in or out. So like, what
So
was the
you're,
point of like leaving the convention center when you have to go back into line again to show your vaccination information? Whereas at like, it sounds like here and at Comic Con Special Edition, as long as you had your wristband upon proof of vaccination, you can just go in and out as you please.
yeah. And so that's the plus of having a wristband situation. So it saves people time and having to check every time. But then the only issue is there's some confusion. I know with lines, people weren't sure like which line to go into. Luckily for press, guests, vendors, artists, etc., like we had a separate entrance. But I mean, for regular attendees, I know it was sort of confusing for people to navigate, like, wait, if I have my badge and a wristband, where do I go? Or if I have both, which line? Because, there's so many people outside.
Yeah, it's so
So,
confusing when you just see like there's a huge crowd of people. It's like, okay, which one line do I go to? Am I in the right one? And it would suck if I wasn't in the wrong one for a long time.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So luckily there were staff outside too, so they could help direct people. And then um, once you're inside, obviously, like they were reminding people about, masks and things like that if you weren't wearing one, which is good. So similar to what we mentioned about Otakon, the staff was pretty on top of it, which is good. It made me feel safer going to the convention. And I thought they did a really great job with finding new solutions to solve the line con problem on Friday.
Absolutely. All right, let's just kind of go through Anime NYC day by day. So
Sure.
we know you live in New York. Tell us how you got to Anime NYC.
Yeah, so for Anime NYC, I took an Uber into the city, but actually one of my family friends was there, so I ended up staying with him in the city for the
That's
weekend.
nice.
So I didn't have to commute back to Queens every day, which is nice. And I know it's in Hudson Yards area, like where the Javits is, so it's pretty convenient. So my family friend Kevin was staying in Times Square, but it's actually walkable. And it was kind of funny because he told me he booked the wrong hotel. There's one like at Hudson right by the con, but he booked the wrong one by accident. So it was the one in Times Square, but it was actually still walkable. It's like, 20 or so minute walk.
That's good.
Yep. It was really cold though.
Oh wow, like how cold are we talking about? Like, are we
Um,
talking like below 50?
yeah, it was like 20s, 30s.
Okay, yeah, the cold
Yeah.
that Californians cannot handle
Yeah,
whatsoever.
you need a coat. That's why his friend that didn't have a coat and waiting outside in line con, that's why she got hypothermia, because she was wearing like, mini skirt situation, no coat.
But yeah, I was looking at your cosplays over the weekend. Like you were wearing like a Chinese maki, and you're
Yeah,
also
I
wearing
had a
a
coat though.
saber.
So I did bring like a coat with me. So I was wearing a coat outside. I just took off the coat and carried it when I was inside, but did not go outside without a coat. But yes, I wore a Qipao on day one, the idolized Qipao Maki. And I went to the Love Life meetup too, which is really cool. It was actually a lot smaller than I thought.
Yeah, I saw your
And
photos when you sent them to me. It was just like a small, like humble group of
yeah, I was
people.
the only Maki, which I'm surprised by because usually when I go to Love Life meetups, there's a lot of Makis, and there was no Hanukkah until like the end. There was a
Oh,
Hanukkah showed up at the end because she, I guess, was stuck in the line and couldn't get in. So by the
oh,
time she got in, it was the end, but there was only that one Hanukkah at the end. I was only Maki. I don't think there was any other Hanyo. There was like two Nikos. So there wasn't that many people. So surprised by how small it was. Because in the past, when I go to Love Live meetups, it's always been really, really big.
yeah, because before the pandemic, it was like just like one of the biggest fandoms
Yeah.
and so many cosplays and like just so many people trying to like just do full groups like showing up. I mean,
I
I
didn't
still have
see
like a
I
lot of
didn't
Love
see any
Live.
full groups.
Oh wow,
I didn't see any Love
that's
Live
a
full groups.
shock.
It was all like people alone, like single people cosplaying, or it was like maybe two people. I think I saw one like group of two, but there was no full groups that I saw this year.
Oh, that just kind of makes me sad.
Yeah,
All right,
it's
yeah,
so
and here
sad,
we
but
have your photo of your Kipao Maki.
yes, and then of course the setup for Demon Slayer, which I was like, yes, I'm gonna hop
Yeah,
in there with Tanjiro and Nezuko. But yeah, they had a whole like life size cutout display of Demon Slayer.
yeah. Tell us more about like what you did on day one, other than the Love Live meetup.
Yeah, so besides Love Light Me Up, I went, as you see here, in the vendors hall and explored the area. And there are some booths like we're giving out free stuff. Like at the Country Roll booth, if you go, they had like two different lines, and you can go and like get lots of free stuff. Some of the merchandise I don't really understand because there are fandoms I was not aware of. I don't know if you know, it's called Princess Reconnect. It's a
No,
mobile
I
game, I think.
never heard of it.
I've never played it before, but at the booth they were giving away like free like clear files and stuff with the characters, and there's like cute girls, so I don't know if they were cute. I didn't really know the fandom very well though. But then they also gave out some other free stuff, like at the control booth they had these like temporary tattoos from what was it? It's at the tip of my tongue. The what was it called? Not Demon Slayer. It's another like the one that reminds me of Bleach. I forgot the title. The shonen that reminds me. Oh, Jujutsu Kaisen. That's the one.
Yes, a
They
lot
had
of my
like
friends
temporary
are into
tattoos of
that.
Jujutsu Kaisen, and then they had like a variety of different merch and posters. You know, the Crunchyroll Hime, the mascot, they had a really cute vintage kind of looking poster in like sepia tone of
Mhm.
like Hime, which is cute.
Oh, that's nice.
And like free tote bag things. So that was cool because you can get, you know, free stuff while you're in the dealer's room. And then they also had a lot of cool car displays of like Senpai Squad. They had a lot of cars. And they also had a lot of the Lisa's booth. So there was like multiple places you can go and see custom routes people have done with their cars showing off their fandoms. So they had like Evangelion, they had My Hero Academia, they had Fate, Grand Order, and others are all this like intense wraps, car wraps.
Yeah, those are always kind of cool to see and like just take photos with, especially if you're cosplaying from the same thing that the card is
Yeah.
representing. That's
Yeah.
a huge thing of that here in Southern California.
Mhm. It's really funny because usually just see them at cons, but in New York before, like not even at Anime NYC, once I did see a Love Live wrapped car.
Oh, nice.
There was a Rin car once I saw in Manhattan, and it was just someone driving, and I was just like, oh my god, someone's a big Love Live fan.
It's funny too because I will see wrap cards when I'm driving home from work. It's like, oh my God, I'm probably gonna see that car at the next event I go to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty ubiquitous out here in Southern California, and it's like no surprise if you see one of these guys like drive up the highway.
Oh my
All right,
gosh.
anything else on day one you want to share?
Yes. So this is the Miss Candy Holic booth, which is one of my favorite designers. And so I know the designer Bianca, and she had this year at her booth, she also had this cute like backdrop. So you can go and take pictures at her cute pink backdrop. And she had a lot of really cute designs, like, and all of her stuff is really cute with pastel or cottagecore vibes, or like you can use them for fairy K. A lot of the stuff's malleable. But also one thing I really like is all of her fashion is very functional. So she has a variety of sizes. They're plus size friendly sizes, and they're also all really comfortable to wear. So it's not like, you know, clothing that's really cute, but then you're like, I feel very uncomfortable wearing this or I can't wear it for too long. They're all meant to be like worn and enjoyed.
Oh, that's nice. It's always just nice, just kind of like just going through a dealer call. You can like just buy something not only for like to express fandom, but to like wear as everyday wear too.
Yeah, exactly. And then she yeah, it was just really cool because she had a lot of her designs there, and you could go and like take pictures and try on her stuff and buy stuff. And then I also of course had to find Sweet Mildred because, as you know, every time Sweet Mildred is at a con I need to look for her. So I went Sweet Mildred and actually got a beret from her and some rings.
Ooh, which
And
beret? You gotta tell me because I
I
collect
got
berets.
like a light brown one, like darker than beige. It's like a light, like, actually I can grab it if you want me to grab it.
Yeah,
It's like
sure.
right
By
there.
all means, show and tell.
Yeah, here's the beret that I got from Sweet Mildred from Anime NYC. So it's like a beige light brown kind of thing with the ivory lace and ribbon. And
Yeah,
it's also
I own a
flexible
couple of her
inside.
berets with like the animal ears. So I have one with bunny ears and I
Oh,
have one with cat
cute.
ears.
Yeah, I wanted like a cute, simple one I can use for like more classic or casual Leda stuff. Especially in winter, it's nice. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yay.
Yeah, I love collecting berets, as you can see here. This is like one of my oldest berets I've had since I started getting into J fashion.
That's so cute. I love that with the flowers too.
Mhm.
Yeah, and Sweet Mildred had a lot of flower hair accessories too. I almost got one, but I was like, wait, I have way too many stuff from you, Sweet Mildred. I was like, I need to like not, because I have way too many of her flower headdresses and stuff. So I got a beret this time, which is different. I don't have a beret from her yet.
Yeah, Sweet Mildred always just has like amazing things that can be used for like goth, classic Lolita, and even
Yeah,
cottagecore.
yeah. And then after shopping, what did I do? Oh, I went to look for food because I was hungry, and me and my friends were kind of anxious about going out because we were like, well, what the lines to get back in. So we
Valid.
decided just to eat at the con. And at the con, like there's a few different places you can get food. They have in each area like the regular Javits vendors, like on the lower floor, there's like a food court, there's like Starbucks and other stuff. And then on the upper floor, there's also little stands with things like pita and stuff. And then in the artist alley and dealers room, they have vendors that are more like local business vendors, which is cool. So that's where we decided to go. Have you heard of Go Go Curry?
I probably have not, but it sounds delicious.
It's an international chain, actually. So corporates in Japan, and they have a few locations in New York, and they had a booth at Anime NYC, and obviously it's more expensive and smaller portions than if you actually go. Like if you go to the actual location in New York, for example, you can get a big curry and everything for like $8. And at the con, it was like $20 for a small one. But you know, as you know, they probably need to make money because they're probably paying for the space and all of that. It's understandable that they have to raise prices. And so when I went there, I got a curry and I actually have it with me right now. Okay, I won the contest. I entered their contest
Oh, that's
at
so
Anime
cool.
NYC and I won it. So basically, they had this contest at their booth where if you buy curry with the mochi, which is this yuzu soda thing,
Mhm.
you can enter to win. And I won the grand prize, which I got like a ginormous box mailed to me of all of these sodas.
That's so cool.
And I got like a t-shirt and a mask from GoGo Curry. And then they said they're also gonna send me 2 Anime NYC tickets. So I'll probably give them to friends because I still want to cover for press if I go next year. So for the ones I want,
Absolutely.
I'll probably see if any friends need a
Those are
ticket.
two lucky friends. Like, yeah, getting for free for
Yeah, like my family
NYC.
friend Kevin, who's like my brother basically, because we've known each other since we were both babies. So he by default gets one, and then the other one I'm not sure who. I will try to figure out whoever
And
needs.
giveaway.
I could do a giveaway for the other one, giveaway part 2. But yeah, so it was interesting. I never win these things. I was so surprised I won.
Yeah, like when my first anime exos I went to, there was like it's that Japanese game where you just kind of like if you get the golden marble, like you pull this crank thingy, and if you get like this golden marble thing, you win the grand prize. And I ended up winning a free ticket to Anime Expo the following year.
Oh
Like,
wow, congratulations. That's so exciting. Yeah, I like never win these things. So I won this and like this is so cool. But yeah, they
yeah,
had that
you
contest
know,
there and it's cute. And then they also had a bubble tea vendor right next to it. They can go and get bubble tea. But again, it's like $10 for a bubble tea. So it's very
$10.
expensive. Yeah,
$10.
$10 for a bubble tea. But I mean, I'm sure you know in California, it's probably summer at conventions, they always upcharge for when
This
you're
is true. I
buying.
mean, I think the last time I paid for bubble tea at a convention was at Anime Impulse prior to the pandemic
Yeah.
because the cool thing with Anime Impulse, it's this convention that is paired with like this Lunar New Year celebration. So you have like Asian American vendors like selling foodstuffs, and I think I paid like around like $4 for like a medium size like a
Yeah,
milk
that's
tea and
actually
like
reasonable, I feel like.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it is. But I think they just kind of wanted to like just kind of like, yeah, we're just here to like just celebrate and like share. And plus there was like a bunch of other food vendors there too. So it was like an anime con and like a food con.
That's so cool. Like food, like Asian food plus like anime cod.
Mhm.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
Anything else on day one?
I don't think so. I think after dinner we just went home or to my brother's hotel.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I think we were just really tired so after we ate food. We're like, plus actually at Anime NYC, it's unlike some other cons. You know how some conventions have stuff all night, like
Mhm.
at Otakon, for example, they have panels and stuff pretty late. At Anime NYC, everything kind of ends at like 8 or 9 p.m. There's like really nothing after
Wow.
that. Um, so it usually ends at 8 or 9. And oh, actually, remember there was something else I did after dinner. I went to the My Hero Academia concert. That was what I did, and that was in the main events room. And that one was, I think, I went around 7 p.m. ish, and I was done around like 9 ish.
Yeah. How was the concert?
The concert was really cool. So they had a live orchestra and band there, and they were from like the New York Philharmonic. I'm pretty sure that were there playing the music from the My Hero Academia soundtracks. So these are from the movie, from the anime, stuff like that. And they also had the actual composer of the music there.
That's
So he
so
actually
cool.
came as a guest.
Mhm.
And I was surprised because I thought because of pandemic they weren't able to get any Japanese guests to come.
Mhm.
But he came for NYC and he talked about how he wrote the music. He gave us a lot of cute and cool insights into it. Like for one of the movies, he was saying that one of the songs, like it's titled as New York, because when he was looking at the storyboard, which is done, in black and white, he thought that it looked like New York, that looked like the Statue of Liberty and like tall buildings and stuff, right? So he wrote the song, but then the director was like, no, it's not New York. It's like somewhere in California or Vegas. And he was like, oh, well, it's too late now. The songs are called New York. But like, fun fact, that's why it's
Nice.
called New York, even though it didn't take place in New York. And
Mhm.
then Amelie also made a guest surprise appearance at the
Love
end.
her.
She sung one of the theme songs, but with the live music too.
Mhm.
And they also had different voice actors there from the English dub who came, and they all shared like why My Hero Academia is important to them and like how excited they were about the new season and the new
Awesome.
group.
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds like it was a lot of fun. I probably would have done something like that too had I gone to Anime NYC because I love My Hero Academia and like just
Yeah,
kind of like hearing a lot of behind the scenes insight. That's super cool.
it was really cool, and I also love the soundtrack of My Hero Academia. I feel like that's one of the animes with really, really great music because you can really feel that the music goes along with the emotions of what the characters are feeling or what's going on, and just very clear, like musical cues. Similar to Dino Ace was why another reason why I love Dino Ace so much is the musical cues they have in the soundtrack is just really well done. But yeah, it was really cool hearing the music live.
Awesome. All right, let's go on to day 2. And I still need to finish up season 4 and go on to season 5 of My Hero Academia. I'm so behind.
Yes.
All right,
There's so
day
many
2.
good movies.
Day 2. I love your Chung Sam saber cosplay. I actually own this costume, probably from the same maker. It does not fit me, but we'll make it happen eventually.
Okay. This did not fit me either. I had to suck it in really hard. I needed help zipping it up, and it was like literally I had to suck it in the whole day. It was
Oh no.
I don't
I
think
need to get a cord set for mine.
I think I like didn't eat until like after I changed out. I like just didn't eat any food until I changed out of that costume. But yep, on day 2, I went to the dealer's room first and like Artist Alley and stuff, and I was looking for Dino Ace stuff, but I couldn't really find anything until actually day 3, which I'll talk about later. So for every booth I went to and asked if they had Dino Ace merch, they were all like no. Or if I made the mistake of saying like Dia merch, I meant Dia from Love Live. As you know, that happens a lot. It's really frustrating. Yeah, I'm like, I do like Dia. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. But I mean, it was fine. It was cool looking at all of the art, and it's really diverse types of art. They don't just have anime fan art. If you go to Artist Alley, they also have a lot of non-anime stuff you can find too, like from video games, mobile games, like even like I saw some like DC and Marvel stuff there too.
Ooh.
Like I saw a lot of Harley Quinn art actually there, and it's cool just going and looking at art in the Artist Alley and
Absolutely.
talking to
I
artists.
just like strolling through Artist Alley because you never know what you can find.
Mhm. And then I also went to the Fate meetup, and this was humongous. It was a huge contrast from the Love Live one. So Love Live one was like a chill, like small meetup, just a few people chilling, right? The Fate one was like, where is the person organizing? There were so many people, and I couldn't hear the person. They needed like a megaphone. It was so many people, and I was like,
Wow.
I'm pretty sure I missed going up a few times because I couldn't really hear what was going on. And I was like, wait, if they're saying like Fate Zero, for example, right? Do they mean like all versions of Saber, only the version of Saber in the actual, show?
I know
Like,
that gets pretty confusing. It's like, okay, do you want Saber like as she appears in Fate Zero, or do you want just all Sabers who
so I was
identify as
confused.
Artoria?
Yeah, and I was like, oh my god, I'm like confused. Like, when do I go? When do I not? But also, so many people, and I was getting super confused. Like, what's going on? And it was also so crowded. It was hard to get to the front. And sometimes by the time you get there, it's like over, and you have to like leave. And you're like, oh my god. So it was really crowded. So Fate was definitely the biggest cosplay meetup I went to. That was the biggest. There were so many people.
That's so
And
cool, and I love the East Coast Fate community because that's the community that I'm most familiar with. Because the first time I cosplayed from the Fate series was Kaleido Ruby at Otakon, and like I just met all the East Coast Fate people, and I just love cosplaying with them. They're a fun group.
yeah, there were just so many people. It was a lot, and so many different characters too. It wasn't like everyone was Saber. Like, we had a lot of different characters. There was everyone.
That's so cool.
You have Artoria, you have Shitandoji, you have Mordred, you had like Jean, you had all of the characters, which is cool. Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
then
knowing Jared, he probably would have gone as New Year's Gilgamesh in the
that was
Japanese
really
robes.
yeah. And there was also a Fate panel I wanted to go to, but I couldn't go because it actually filled up. And apparently you had to line up like an hour or 2 hours early. And I didn't realize it's like how popular it would be. So when I was gonna go to the Fate meetup, not meetup, I mean the Fate panel after the meetup, and while I was going there, and I was thinking, okay, it's like 20 minutes before it starts, I'll go check it out. And they were already like, no one can come in. It's like full. And it was like a really long line of people trying to get into the Fate
Jeez.
panel. And they were like, it's at capacity. Like, if people leave, then you can go in, kind of thing. So it's kind of no point in waiting. I highly doubt I will get in because it was a long line.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh gosh. And like, obviously for panels at Anime NYC, you don't get like, there's no press seatings. It's more like first come, first serve. Like, you have, to wait in line like everyone else. So didn't get to go to the Fate panel. But from what I heard, I don't know one person who was trying to get in, but didn't get in until later. They were like in the line waiting. And they said it got on later, and they said it was a really cool panel. But it was just, I didn't realize how popular Fate was. It was a lot.
Oh, it is definitely popular. It's like one of the biggest mobile games. I mean, I used to play it, but just kind of had to quit after a while because I got into Genshin, as seen here.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, for Fate, like I don't play the game that often. I still have my phone. I just occasionally will open it up and play a little bit. It's just hard to keep up with because a lot going on. I'm busy with work and stuff, but I love like the whole concept of the game. And it's interesting because I remember Fate Stay Night has been out for so long, but I feel like back then when Fate Stay Night came out, it wasn't as popular, like nearly as popular as is now with the
Oh,
mobile game.
absolutely.
So it's interesting to see how much Fate blew up
Mhm.
in recent years.
Back in my day, I remember Fate when it was a visual novel and Saber and Rin. There was like some spicy scenes between them.
I see.
That's the version I remember.
You're like, yeah, back in my day.
Back in my day, there were some spicy
Saber and Ren
scenes between
spicy.
Saber and Rin.
Well, there should. Why don't they still have spicy Saber and Ren?
I would love that.
I would love some spicy Saber Ren. But yeah, so it was just like, wow, a lot of Fate fans at Anime NYC.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm just really happy that there's more servants to choose from. Like I already have like my laundry list of servants I want to cosplay as in 2022.
Yes.
I know you told me about the Chinese servers anniversary variant,
Yep.
and
They're
I'm
so
also
cute.
yeah, and I want to do a Garden of Sinners Shiki because she was part of a story event in the Fate universe, and I love Garden of Sinners. It's one of my favorite horror animes. So like, yeah, I'm just very excited that the Fate community is just rolling strong.
Yeah. And hopefully Love Live can get back up there too, because
Yes.
I still love Love Live also. But I mean, Love Live seems still popular in vendors hall though. There's a lot of booths selling a ton of Love Live merch, Love Idol booths. So even though like there's less cosplayers like cosplaying it, it feels like there's still a big fandom. They're just not cosplaying it as much.
Mhm. Yeah. So anything else on day 2 other than Fate?
Yeah, so for day 2, after the Fate thing, I actually changed to another Fate cosplay and came back to the con as Jeanne d'Arc. And then I was just like chilling and walking around like the con floor, trying to find people that were not there on Friday, but were there on Saturday, trying to say hi to friends I haven't seen since before pandemic. Like these are people I haven't seen in a very long time. So then I was trying to search like people I haven't seen. Where are you? What are you cosplaying or not cosplaying? And then I hung out with Evan a bit too. Evan
Oh
from
yeah, Evan of
Boston Crew.
B3. Mhm.
Yes. And we hung out a little bit at the con too, and that was fun catching up because I don't think I've seen Evan since 2016 Anime Boston.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure it was the last time I saw Evan. So
Mhm.
like Evan and other people, I'm like, oh my God, people I haven't seen forever. So catching up with old friends is always fun at cons. And then after that, me and my brother and one of my friends, Christian, went to get K barbecue actually. So we actually walked to K Town, which is kind of a long walk, but it's walkable, and we didn't want to go on subway. So we walked to K Town and we got Korean barbecue. And we sat
Delicious.
outside. It was really cold, but we didn't want to wait forever. And after that, I went to the OA party. They had their OA anniversary party, the ecchi one for the Anime NYC after party.
Mhm.
And so I was a cosplay guest there, and we went for a little bit. We didn't go too long because we were like tired and we wanted to get up early on Sunday. So we went from like 10:30 p.m. to like midnight, and then we left. But a
Awesome.
lot of people who do like to party, they don't get there till later. Like my friends who went mostly went at like midnight or later, and they stayed till like 3 a.m. But I was like, it was really funny because I got back to the hotel and someone texted me at like 12:30. Are you at the OA thing? I'm like, I just left. But I mean, if you want to go to parties, there's a lot of Anime NYC after parties. There's like the OA, there's Senpai Squad, and there's some others that run like after parties.
Yeah, I was like looking at Twitter on the day of it, like just looking at all of these after parties. And I'm like,
Not.
yeah, there's a lot to choose from if that's your deal. But if it were me, like, you know what, I'm in New York, I'm probably gonna go see a Broadway show or something.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in New York, there's so much you can do. That's why we went to get Korean barbecue because, like, yeah, there's so much food in New York you can do. And then if party's your thing, you can go partying too. And then I don't know about the other parties, but at least for OA, they do check vaccination cards and make sure you're fully vaccinated and all of that. So,
That's good.
but I think they have to because in New York, there's a lot of strict rules about any indoor places. Like if you go to any restaurant or cafe, they check the vaccination cards.
Yeah, that sounds like it's much stricter than here in California. Because in California, at least where I live, it's like, okay, you can just kind of just go in and there's like this honor policy. Some places require a mask. Some places like, yeah, if you're vaccinated, just come in without a mask. And I think in LA County, to like go to like some of the higher end, like the more sit down restaurants, they do require proof of vaccination, but I think it's very case by case. But Then again, anytime I'm in the LA area, I normally just do to go than to dine out, but that's just my personal preference.
Mhm. Yeah, I
Okay.
think dining out is nice because there's so many restaurants in New York you can go to.
Oh, absolutely. I just have one things I
Yeah.
really miss about like living in New York, living in Boston, living like in this downtown area, just like really exploring a lot of the food options and food choices.
Mhm.
All right. Okay. Are you ready to talk about day three?
Yeah, day three. Yay, day three. So me and my friend Jamie cosplayed from Evangelion for day three.
Oh,
We
so
planned this
cute.
out because they had the Evangelion meetup on Sunday. So I went on a quest to find Dino Ace. I finally found Dino Ace merch. I found 3 plushies that I didn't have yet. So I was like, yes, I found 3 things. And then I also got a Miku print that I couldn't resist because it was the Xiaohua Miku, the one this year from the cheap out for New Year's, but it ripped. I don't know how. I had it in the plastic thing too. You know, in prints when they give you the plastic thing,
Mm-hmm.
it was in there, so I don't know how it ripped, but like the whole thing just ripped at some point. But it was fine. It just I got home like later. I taped it. It didn't rip her face. Luckily, it like went almost to her face. Like the rip was like
Oh
this edge
no.
like here, and I'm like, okay, at least Miku's face is okay. So that's like basically all the merch I bought was just those things, the Daya thing, and then the Miku print. And so I did like my shopping. And then we also did a photo shoot together, which was fun, and we got some solo shots also. And of course, we had to go and get some because the racing version with the cars.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, hey, if
We're
you're
like racing
in the
version.
uniform anyway, might as well just take some photos of the cars.
Yeah, and so we got permission from one of the people at Valiza who has a car that he said it was a Miku car, and he said we could use it. So that was really nice. So we got to like pose with the car and stuff. So that was fun. And then at the Evangelion meetup, I guess this would be like a medium-sized meetup. If like Love Live was small and then Fate was big, this would be like medium. Like Evangelion was like in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
There were a lot of rays. I was really surprised. There was a lot of rays.
mm.
I think there was like I think at least 20 rays. I was really impressed.
Wow.
Oh, Shinjis. And usually I don't see many Shinjis, but there were a lot of Shinjis this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Shinji is pretty easy to do. It's just like black wig and just kind of like a button-up shirt and pants if you don't want to just do
Yeah.
the uniform version.
But I usually don't see that many, but there's a lot of Shinjis. But I guess it's a comfy like Sunday cosplay, I feel like for Shinji.
Oh, totally.
At least in the shirt one, his school uniform. The
Mhm.
plug suit might be more like not comfortable,
Yeah.
but I did see someone in the plug suit too.
Hmm. Yeah, my friends and I, we used to cosplay Evangelion, and Jay used to cosplay as Kaji, and that's just a button-up shirt and a red
Yeah.
tie. So like, okay, easy mode, easy
Yeah.
day.
Oh, surprise, there's no Karus.
Oh, really?
I didn't see any Karu.
Everyone loves Karu. I love Karu.
I love Karu too. I was so surprised. Usually you see like at least one, but I didn't see any Karus.
That makes me sad. I love
I know, I'm
Karu.
sad too. I love Haru too. I'm like, oh, that's okay. It was cool. And then that meetup, I got there a little bit late because we were really hungry after our photo shoot. So we went to get food and we went to the empanada booth and we got empanadas there.
That's nice.
And it's because she's vegetarian. So my friend Jamie's vegetarian. They had vegetarian options and stuff and vegan options. So we went there and then we were eating and stuffing our face. And then we were a little bit late to the meetup, but we got there. And yeah, it was fun. Then we filmed a TikTok together.
That's cool.
Yep.
Yeah, you kind of have to remember to like film TikToks at cons because like
Yeah, that
sometimes
was
like
like the only one that we thought of because I honestly would have forgotten if she wasn't like, oh, I have an idea for TikTok. Watch this. We should do this. Yeah.
awesome. All right. Anything else on day three? Like there's one, is this one the Dia no Ace
Yeah,
plushie?
this is Asian's cute one. I actually have the same plushie already, but the one I have his eyes are open. I don't have the one with the eyes closed yet, so I had to get this one.
Mhm.
I got literally every Dia plushie they had. They only had 3, and I got all 3. I was like, do you have anything else? And they're like, no. I'm like, okay, I'll just get these 3.
Yeah,
So he's one of
nice.
them. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
All right. Anything else on day three?
No, I think that's it. So after, oh no, there's one more thing I did, but it was kind of really chill, nothing really happened. But I went to the swap meet. They had a swap meet actually event in a panel room, but I don't think they had advertised it enough because it looked like everyone was there trying to sell stuff and no one was shopping.
Wow.
So it was just like a ton of people, almost like a big yard sale. They all set up their stuff on the ground and you can go swap things or buy things from people. And a lot of people who were there were trying to get rid of blind bags they got, I guess, that they weren't happy with. So they're like, blind bags, but it was kind of cool, except no one was buying anything. So, I mean, I had brought some stuff too to trade or sell. And um, when people came over, like, no one, if they wanted to trade, they didn't really have anything that I wanted, you know what I mean? And they weren't willing to buy it. So it'd be like, they had stuff from Naruto, which I've never seen Naruto, I've never read it, I'm not a Naruto fan, so it doesn't really make sense. Or they had like a cosplay, but I have no idea what it is. And it's also not even my size. So it was just like hard to swap. But I feel like if they had more advertised it more, so more people knew about it, and there were more people like kind of shopping around, then it'd be better, because it felt like everyone who was there were just people trying to get rid of stuff.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So that's that for Anime NYC.
Yep, that's a wrap.
All right, just closing thoughts on Anime NYC. How did it go this year now that Anime NYC is alive and kicking after a hiatus?
Yeah, so I think it went really well. Obviously, it's a stressful situation to organize a big event like this, especially when the pandemic is still ongoing. But I think they did a good job, and I felt safe during it. It was a little bit concerning afterwards that someone had the Omicron virus and had attended Anime NYC. So I had gotten tested after, like when I found out, and I tested negative, thank goodness. So I think it is fine as long as you're, vaccinated, wearing a mask, and like, yeah. I don't know anyone who caught the Omicron from the con. We just heard on the news and everyone was being tested and stuff.
Yeah, when I first heard about that, the post was shared to me by my virtual dojo. They're based in New York, and they were just asking folks in our dojo, like, "Hey, for those of you who attended Anime NYC, you might want to check this out." And it was like this post on Facebook that was not quite verified. But when I started hearing about it on the drive to work on NPR, like at an anime conference, there was an outbreak of the not outbreak.
Yeah.
The case confirmed of the variant and blah blah blah, and the attendee was from Minnesota, and it was just kind of just trippy just hearing about Anime NYC on NPR in that kind of context.
It's really funny because I remember reading some news like on like New York newspapers and stuff, and the way they worded it, they didn't really say it was an anime convention. It was kind of funny. They were like at a conference. They made it sound like a business event or something. They were like at this conference at the Javits, and I was like, it's literally an anime con. Well, I guess it's a form of a conference, but it's like it was kind of funny.
Not wrong.
It wasn't wrong, but I feel like the way that some of the people were reporting on it were trying to make it sound not like an anime con. They were like, at the conference,
because that's what just kind of tripped me out, because that's the exact verbiage that on NPR news, like at an anime conference, what?
Yeah, it's a convention or an expo, I think would make more sense than using the term conference. I never hear any anime events that are referred to as conferences. They're always conventions or expos or that kind of thing.
All right. Any other final thoughts on Anime NYC? Like, would you return again? And would you recommend it for someone like me who's out of state to check it out?
Yes, I highly recommend it. I think if you're from out of state, it does make sense to come, fly out, get a hotel in Manhattan. Like, you can even, if you have time to take, time off, you could even do like a mini vacation, because there's so much to do in New York too. You can come before the con, do other stuff, and then go to the con.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm hopefully next year, knock on wood, that I can get time off. And yeah, I'd love to check out Anime NYC. It's just been a while since I've done a convention in New York. And I just love the New York anime scene. Like, I miss people like you. I miss just seeing a lot of my friends out on the East Coast. And yeah, it's just such a different vibe out there. And it's a vibe that I really enjoy.
It's definitely special. And I think New York especially has a very unique vibe.
All right. So that is it for our coverage on Anime NYC. Upcoming shows we'll be having this month is we still got to wrap up San Diego Comic Con Special Edition and LA Comic Con. Definitely check out our website, www.scarlet-rhapsody.com. And you can support our Ko-Fi over here at ko-fi.com, Scarlet Rhapsody. Thank you again, Pearl, for sharing your thoughts on Anime NYC, and we look forward to having you just check out more conventions on the East Coast, and we look forward to also seeing each other again in person.
Yes, I miss you.
Yeah, I miss you too, hearts.
Hearts.
Okay, and with that said, that is